Hand clap to the masses all over the place, guys, all over the entire universe. Welcome back to another Vibrations here on this here Mystelics reaction channel, where I tend to react to a number of videos taking place in Dominica, the Caribbean, and the rest of the world by extension, guys. I just found the dollar on the table. Thank you for the blessing, Almighty Father. Anyways, guys, you know what? Not a blessing. Something that is taking place in Dominica. I wasn't going to talk about it. I was actually going to do a completely different video, more funny, more of a funny kind of free up kind of vibes right there. But guys, when I woke up this morning, a number of persons, oh my god, I probably got like over 50 messages, brothers and sisters, of people send me these kind of things right there. I wasn't going to talk about it, but apparently there's some sort of turmoil happening when it comes down to APP, the breaking up of APP, and so forth and so forth. And a lot of people seems to be blaming a number of individuals right there. However, from my sources that I actually got it seems like she is the one who is the problem. I know a number of persons were putting blame on Alex Bruno and saying Alex Bruno jumped from party to party and saying all kind of things and whatnot, whoop whoop. And because of that, now it backfire on him and so forth. Take what you get and so forth and so forth. But I think we need to understand the whole gist of what has actually taken place before he passed judgments on people, on the wrong set of people when it comes down to this kind of situation. Psychology is a very interesting thing when it comes on to understanding human beings and the actions that they tend to do when it comes on to the situation. So APP breaking up, brothers and sisters, as a result of what exactly? Signs of a rift among the top brass emerges and threatens to split Dominica's newest political party, brothers and sisters. Of course, you guys probably remember seeing something like this and seeing the founding people involved in this. However, guys, I must make mention that these are not the founding people. I think you can pretty much see that person didn't spell founders properly in this regard right there. But these, I think this was written by some secretary and who pretty much thought that these were the founders. But these were individuals who were brought together. I was also one of them who should have been a part of this thing. I actually got a message from one of the individuals who you probably see in one of them places there. And the person was talking to me about, you know, wanting to join a new party and having influence and this kind of things there. They think I would be a good person to be a part of the party and so forth. But I'm like, yes, I understand it's a new thing. But when it comes down to me, guys, I like to see people working before I join them. Because I'm a person, if you're frustrating me, we will have problems, brothers and sisters. Gas will break out when it comes down to these kind of situations right there. But yeah, so I definitely knew about this kind of situation. I think it was last year they told me about it. But these individuals were definitely not the founders, so to speak, but individuals that they spoke to about, you know, having a party and trying to get their involvement and so forth. I listened to Matt yesterday, and he was speaking about Gordon Henderson, who is also a part of this. He's not a founder. He was also an individual who was giving his point of view on the party itself as something new, something brand new in the place, and something to contest what was going on in Dominica's political arena. However, there seems to be something rather interesting going on where people lost trust in some of the individuals, and it seems like most of the blame was heading to Alex Bruno. But it wasn't Alex Bruno who was pretty much the cause of this whole thing. It was this individual right there that we are seeing. Based on the information gathered right there, was this individual, brothers and sisters. And I think Matt is saying that they're going to have some interview with her to know what exactly was happening. But this is what one of the individuals who you see in this thing has to say. This is an audio right there. Let me see if I can get it all the way up. Yes. So this is the audio of this. I want you guys to listen to this right there.
APP had no intentions of thinking UWP. It wasn't an anti-UWP party. Let
me bring that back. So it seemed like people were saying that because Alex Bruno had jumped ship or quote-unquote jump ship and whatnot. I think from my understanding of what I gathered from Alex Bruno, I think the whole party started not as a format of people going against the opposition. I think they had a new party for them to help in opposition of what was actually happening and then create a party that would actually help. And I think that was a good thing from the information that the individual who sent me in the email who wanted me to be a part of this whole thing as well was saying. They're trying to get a whole understanding of things. So it was not necessarily to be against the UWP, but to join in opposition of what was actually taking place. Because we know that, you know, it's not a good thing at all. But anyways, this is what one of the individuals was saying in this regard. I'll continue playing it.
APP had no intentions of thinking UWP. It wasn't an anti-UWP party. That's why they never attacked the opposition. It was supposed to try to pull the undecided and see something can happen or some influence or whatever. But it was thing. When Tyra want to now go and make deal with Skerrit.
So it seems like that is the point right there. So apparently the leader of the group or of the party, I think, who is Tahira, based on what this individual is saying, it seems like she went to make some deal with the very person that she believes is not doing good for the country. Well, it pretending to believe that you believe that that person is not going good for the country.
Some influence or whatever. But it was thing. When Tyra want to now go and make deal with Skerrit.
I mean, come on. Something wrong there. Something is definitely wrong there.
And make it the arrangement with Skerrit thing. Boy, it will have problems with people like me.
So apparently she must have went to make some arrangements with the very same people she believed that is not good for the country. That makes no sense at all. Why would you try to go and make arrangements? And based on my understanding of the whole thing, it was not just the arrangements. We'll talk about that in a while. Let's continue, guys. There's some more information I got. So let's continue.
So the problems was going on. I was quiet, but the problems make it to the media. I have to make the media know exactly. Alex is more diplomatic. He will think, no, I'm not diplomatic at all. I will say exactly what the
Okay, you like to curse. Let me pass that right there. Alright, it's a good thing I picked that up.
Okay? You make a deal with Skerrit, Miss Blanchard, and that's how we end up getting a sim.
Okay, Papa. I tried to take it out, but we getting more swear words there.
Symbol. From the time Skerrit make us get symbol, I say, oh no, I finished that.
So when I heard that the first time, guys, I was like, how on earth is Skerrit the one giving symbols to people? Maybe it's Skerrit that they have to actually go to get symbols. But that is not the case. There's an independent party that needs, not independent party, but an independent board that is focused on this very thing, that then looks at the different, you know, what you have done to become a legitimate party, to then give you a symbol, or you can probably give your own symbol, and then they put it in accordance to what you're saying. And it seems like there was some some kind of ring around the rosy happening, where they said, well, you didn't have this done, you didn't have that done, and then all of a sudden, boom, based on what is saying, she went to Skerrit, and in about 2 or 3 days time she got the symbol. So it's interesting to find out, how on earth that you went to the very person that you do not believe is doing good for the country, you somehow team up with that person to get something in favor for your party that can contest against that party. That shows some sort of inconsistency there when it comes down to what you want people to believe versus what you're doing behind closed doors. And it seems like a lot of the people involved in this thing had no clue what was taking place until it came out. Until it came out. And another thing people were saying when it comes down to Alex Bruno, it's interesting to find out. And I remember seeing a video of Alex Bruno talking about that very thing right there. Somebody posted it up. I should have put it in that video, however. But it seems like people were saying that Alex Bruno resigned. And Alex Bruno himself was wondering how he resigned without resigning himself. So apparently there was some sort of conflict taking place in the party. Because when I spoke to a number of these individuals, apparently they said they saw things, but they were staying quiet. There's a letter I'll read in a while of one of the individuals who actually resigned. And it seems like all the executive board resigned, brothers and sisters, as a result of what this said person right there was doing. How on earth you going to the very person that you are opposing and saying is not good for the country to go for a logo that is not his responsibility? And you get it 2 days later. That means somehow you have some sort of involvement with that very person that you think is not doing good for the country, or less you want to pretend to the people as if you are for the people and whatnot, but behind closed doors you actually siding with the very prime minister himself. We'll talk about certain things in a moment. I actually saw another letter right there. We'll get into things, man.
I done with that fucking shit.
Okay, I have to ban that one out again.
So now it reached that thing going on since about 2 weeks now. Now I don't know hearing about it. Once Skerrit can come and give symbol, APP Finibat, APP is now Labour.
Of course, I agree with that. And it's not Skerrit them that's supposed to give him symbol. How on earth the party, the APP party, going for to try and see if they can get certain things done with the independent board, the independent body for to get your party approved for things like having a symbol and this kind of things, and they're not getting through, and all of a sudden you decide to go to Skerrit to go and get symbol, and 2 or 3 days later you get in symbol. Guys, is it only me that thinking of this thing, or you guys have thought of this yourselves? It's interesting. Anyways, guys, there's another message that I saw right there. And this is it right there, guys. Mary, I don't know who Mary is. Chris Bokunu, I don't know who that is. Anyways, this is what the person said. Listen, I would never lie to my senior. Tahir and Corbett started accepting money and gifts from Skerrit. That's what the person is saying. They started accepting money from Skerrit in order to use APP in areas like Carib Reserve to get rid of Annette Sanford, Danny Lugue, and Sparks John. So it seems, based on my understanding, how she was able to get this thing so fast is that apparently it must have been a sect of the of Labour Party to then make it where that party APP will be targeting these individuals to get rid of them. They started accepting money. That is what the individuals said. I don't know if this is true or not, but it seems like there's also another thing that we heard based off some container that was brought in, and it was brought in for Tahira, some kind of thing like that, and on the basis of she bringing the containers in versus the amount of money she's making and this kind of things there, it is alleged that that container was also brought in through or allowed through the Prime Minister himself. How are you trying to be an independent party focused on the people? And you know the present team is failing the people, yet still you are receiving some sort of favors to then bring container in to then start distributing things. I remember what they were saying, she was distributing all kind of things all over the place, and people wondering where she get that stuff from. It's don't be that saying, no, brothers and sisters. People wondering where she get that stuff from. I remember that very clearly. Anyways, they say these two individuals, Tahir and Coward, started accepting money and gifts from Skerrit in order to use APP in areas like Carib Reserve to get rid of Annette Sanford, Dan Ilugi, and Sparks. It is rather interesting that they're saying these things right there. I cannot confirm this, by the way. This is what the individual is saying, but based off what I've actually seen and heard from the public sphere, especially when it comes on to things that happened before this whole fiasco with APP, it makes sense. I don't know about Corbett though. I don't know about Corbett. I don't know about the Corbett individual, but it makes sense. Anyways, the idea was to do that. Then they would make one party with Skerrit. So apparently, it makes sense, brothers and sisters. You get your design from Skerrit. We was trying to get it with the independent board. You wasn't getting it. For how long they trying to get it? You go and talk to Skerrit, and all of a sudden you get it. So maybe it kind of connects, guys. Tell me if I'm wrong. It connects somewhere, somehow, brothers and sisters. Anyways, it seems like Alex found out and called us together. I guess that person, I was looking for the name there, but I don't see the name there. But apparently this person is saying Alex called them because he didn't like that, and neither did anyone else but the two that were receiving their cut. Interesting. So they're saying Julius Corbett is a snake, and we also found out Skerrit is asleep. I don't know if that is true or not, but that's what the person is saying. They found that out. That apparently Skerrit is messing with Tahira. So the whole APP was compromised, and this is why all of the executive board resigned. Talk about resignation right there, guys. We have this individual, I think she's the vice president of APP, or she's a great member in APP. She's not part of this list right there. There are a number of persons. Remember, guys, this is not the founders. These were individuals who were gathered together. I was also supposed to be a part of this right there. Individuals who were gathered together to get some information. The reason why I thought, because I also believe that from my understanding of both sides, when it comes down to the policies and plans that they have, I've read the UWP manifesto. I've read Labour Party's manifesto. It seems like in the Labour Party's manifesto, they are taking a lot of things of what was taking place in the previous UWP manifesto for them to come and put it for themselves. I also read the UWP manifesto and I thought that it was a good idea based on actionability factor and durability factor. This is one of the reasons why I am in support of the UWP team. Now keep in mind, guys, I am not UWP. I am a classic liberal. I am not focused on any party to say I side with one party. If that party does wrong, you say the party doing wrong. You say the party doing wrong. I'm a supporter of the policies of UWP, but I'm a classic liberal. And a classic liberal looks at the plight of the people. A number of people are trying to say, oh, UWP need to do things for the people. No, the UWP need to hold the present team accountable to the things that they say they were going to be doing. And I think especially during the last session, they were doing a fabulous job. This is one of the reasons why we were able to know about the $1.2 billion that was missing. If it wasn't for these guys, we'd have no clue. Of course, Lennox is a journalist when it comes to this situation. So he's also using his skill set as well to do great things. No doubt about it. But when it comes down to this whole fiasco, I think we need to understand it's not about party and say I joined this party and whatnot. You have to look at the plight of the people, and when the people are suffering, you need to change them. This is one of the individuals, like I said before. Her name is Whitney Melinard, and she also resigned, brothers and sisters. She resigned. Let me tell you what she was saying right there. I think she wrote a letter to the same Cobbett individual. This was about 2 days ago she wrote this thing. Right there. She says, as an independent thinker, one with a passion for active participation in our nation's development as a youth, I gravitated to the Alternative People's Party. She believed that the young people, especially what they were saying, they were focused on women and children, the young people, the youth. And I also took up odds against that. And I believe, well, where are the men? Because if you look at men in society, men are one of the people who are struggling the most. The ones who have the most homeless, the ones who commit suicide the most, all kind of things are taking place when it comes down to men. So what about the men? Anyways, she said she gravitated to the People's Alternative because I saw the APP as a grassroots movement. Definitely, that's what I thought as well. But I wanted to see actionability factor before I say I can, okay, let me see what you're doing and so forth. So it wasn't saying, anyways, that catapult my continued advocacy for equality and equity for all Dominicans. This is a good thing. Over the past few weeks, I have watched in disbelief as we have all, myself included, destroyed a movement that had become so central to us. I had myself as part of the problem because there were moments when I should have spoken up, defended or mediated. But as a rookie on the political scene, I fooled myself into believing that the adults would somehow sort out themselves. I was wrong. Just because people are adults doesn't mean that they will know better, brothers and sisters. There are a number of elderly folks who are to put in check and say what you're doing doesn't make no sense. Irregardless, because you expect as people get older, they're supposed to be wiser. Some people getting older just in body, but their mentality doesn't get wise. And of course, the understanding is so important when it comes down to wisdom. Some people have wisdom, but they have no understanding at all. Yes, sir. That hit me like a bullet when I said that. Some people have wisdom, but they have no understanding how to use the wisdom that they have. Interesting stuff, man. Interesting stuff. So just because you see people are adults or you see people in positions, sometimes I heard it from the Matt show yesterday. He was talking about Bob Marley. Bob Marley stated, if I was educated, I would be a fool. Because sometimes the system teaches us to be educated based on what they tell you to do. We have a lot of people who have the ability, the strict ability to obey what they are being told. And they consider that education. That is not education, brothers and sisters. This is why a lot of people in high positions are not necessarily educated in the system, but operate outside the system and using what the system has taught the people with a closed mind who think they are open-minded. I get them too far. Oh, let me stop, brothers. Let me stop. Let me continue reading that right there. Hopefully, I'll get the point that I'm making right there. Instead of engaging in conflict resolution or attempting to reach a compromise, we instead dug our feet into the mud just to ensure that we, not APP, won the tug of war. A war where no one wins and everybody loses. We allowed our egocentric tendencies to cause us to lose sight of the bigger and brighter picture, which is Dominica. And of course, she did definitely continue right there to say some other things. You guys will definitely read it. I will cherish the teachable moments and so forth and so forth. kindness of many members such as Mr. Air Blanchard and Mr. Alex Bruno, as well as the opportunity and whatnot. Oh, sorry, I say she's the vice president. She's the second deputy leader. Wait, no, opportunity at the position of second deputy leader for the year. So she's the second deputy leader when it comes down to the party. Young people getting involved, that is always a good thing right there. And of course, she says she remains committed to championing the cause for an island home where we make this bigger. But we cannot live to our fullest potential, a home where our growth is not stunned by victimization and prejudice, a home where our political affiliations do not determine our success. Very powerful. And for those of you who are part of my membership vlogs, you guys will saw that we were hanging out, we went horseback riding, and we went on the sea and everything and whatnot. Melina, of course, she's somebody that I know very, very well, and she's a great person, great mind, and she seems to be very focused when it comes down to these kind of things right there. Very powerful girl, so I know her future will be very bright as she continues to figure out this whole system right there. But a lot of people are seeming to blame Alex Bruno for something he himself had no clue. So apparently Alex Bruno was told that he was resigned, and he never resigned. It's only afterwards when they found out what was taking place. He later on resigned after they say he resigned when he didn't resign. It's interesting how the scopes is going right there. For which this individual, based on what this particular individual was saying in the audio, that she somehow made some deal with Skerrit. She somehow made some deal with Skerrit, and then you have this person who apparently is part of the party. I cannot confirm this to be true or not, guys. This is what the person is saying, whoever is married, stating that apparently she had better ties, not just professional but personal ties with the Prime Minister. So the whole APP was compromised then, which would probably be why she was gaining certain favors when it comes onto this thing. You cannot tell me I, as a Prime Minister of a political party, or as the leader of a political party, seeing another party is coming up to try to overthrow me, and I'm helping that party out. I am helping that party out to overthrow me, or I am helping that party out because I know that that party will side with me. Interesting stuff, guys. What are your thoughts, man? What are your thoughts on the whole situation when it comes down to this situation involving this lady right there, who apparently seems to have been the problem based on what another person that you see in somewhere inside there was saying in this audio? Let me play it for you guys.
So the problems was going on, I was quiet, but the problems make it to the media. I have to make the media know exactly. Alex is more diplomatic. He will think, no, I'm not diplomatic at all. I will say exactly what the
yeah, boy. Swear word, boy. Swear word.
Okay? You make a deal with Skerrit, Miss Blanchard.
So it's not my words that there. She made some sort of deal to get some sort of symbol and whatnot with Skerrit when they're independent bodies to do these things. Which makes me think, if she got this through Skerrit, then maybe Skerrit has some sort of hold on the independent body to then tell them, okay, give it to her. Because they were trying before and not getting through. But then, after she went to Skerrit to get the information, they approved her in like 2 days. Am I the only one who finds this thing strange, brothers and sisters? Am I the only one who finds this thing strange? What are your thoughts, man? Leave your thoughts in the comment box below, guys. I just thought I'd put that information out there. I was very much in tune with what was taking place, but I needed to get certain information from different people when it comes on to the individuals who are close to some of these individuals right there. And of course, different people were sending me certain things. So this is why I was able to compile certain things for you guys. And all the guys, not some, you know, all the executive board resigned. You mean to tell me that things going so great that all the executive board resigned? All of them? I think one resigned before the whole fiasco was happening, and then all the rest resigned after the whole thing. Of course, you guys saw the letter of Alex Bruno, where he's in his resignation, where he actually resigned after they say he resigned, which he didn't resign then. It's interesting, guys. Let me know your thoughts in the comment box below, guys. It's so unfortunate that we would have liked to see where this party was going, what they were going to bring to the table. But apparently it seems like they were joined, well not they, but the main person was apparently joined to scare it. So this party died down without even it starting. This is one of the reasons I just don't join things, you know, guys, like that. I have to see the actionability factor. The actionability factor I have to see. It's just like when they wanted me to go and run for mayor, not mayor, no, for me to be a representative in Portsmouth. I say, who are you think going to do this thing? It's not like I don't want to do it. But if I'm trying to do things, you think it's me that's going to take my time and people don't want to help me do things? I must see people doing action for me to decide, hey, let's join in. Guys, all my teammates, yes, sir. Guys, every single one of my teammates doing well, you know. Every single one of my teammates doing well. Not one that not... Oh my God. You think I don't know how to do things, brothers and sisters? I know how to do things, you know. But people have to want to do it for themselves. Because a lot of people want to depend on other people. And another reason why I have a problem with this new party is they seem like it's UWP that a problem. Some people might have different takes saying UWP need to be more out there, go and mingle with the people and so forth and so forth. But I look at the policies of what that can actually help the people. That is the difference with me. So yes, they may have to go out there and do more social vibes, mingle with the people more and so forth and so forth. Who knows, they may be not recording it when they actually go out and socialize with people and whatnot. But I think they need to actually put themselves out there true. Make themselves more viable. But that have nothing to do with why they lost the elections, you know, brothers and sisters. That have nothing to do with why they lost the elections. It is all a money factor. I was actually having a debate with somebody a while ago about the money factor. You saying you can be nice with people and what, but if people are hungry and accepting the very breadcrumbs of society, brothers and sisters, when they are allowing every 5 years to come and they get the breadcrumbs, brothers and sisters, guess who they will go for? They will definitely go for the people who giving them the breadcrumbs, not realizing that, hey guys, my children is coming up. Will they get breadcrumbs? You have no clue. You have no clue if the children will get breadcrumbs because you have no idea how the economy is working. And that is my problem with people. People are not educated on how the economy is working. If you understand how the economy is working, you will change your mind frame, brothers and sisters. You will realize what is taking place and say, hey, no, we need to stop that thing from happening. How on earth does Ian Douglas come out some years ago saying, if not CBI, what else? In a land that flowing, oh my goodness gracious, I bet you, in a land that flowing with soil, great sun, and 365 rivers. I talk to economists across the Caribbean. Of course, my association to the United States, government bodies allow me to meet a number of persons. And I talk to them, the economists of society. When they look at Dominica, they tell you agriculture is the way forward. We're trying to go to tourism. Hey, I tell you, boy, we're doing things back to front. It's supposed to be agriculture first. And the monies that we make from agriculture, we can then put it into tourism. We have a soil, it's called invisible money supply. Where you plant trees and stuff and you make different products and those kind of things there. Put that out there for people to get. People might want to get because you have the fresh, natural aura. Oh, Dominica, beautiful and full of potential. And people not seeing that, no boy. I make it noise in the place there. People not seeing that. And they think because if you can make new parties somehow that's going to be different when the people are accustomed of getting monies. I've seen the different checks. I saw a guy got 15K. He sent it to me. He said, why, Mystelics, when you can get your own? I saw it during the last time there. I saw a guy get 9K as well. So it's not like I don't know they doesn't give money. I know they give him money. People used to send the checks for me. I was going to post it up, but I say, oh, I wouldn't do those people that. Let them enjoy their monies. If it's that they want. You want to make 9K every 5 years or 15K every 5 years when you can make 100K every 5 years? Or $20,000 a year or something like that? In agriculture, guys, agriculture is the way forward in Dominica. Anyways, guys, I talk along already. People want to develop new parties. Continue if you see you have a new thing to do. Do that if you must. But understand, making new parties on something that is based on monetary value would make a difference. Anyways, guys, if you enjoyed this video, give this video a thumbs up. And if you want to see more, definitely subscribe and turn on our post notifications so you can get all videos as they tend to come for us. See you guys in the next reaction video.